Morning, boys. Morning, morning, morning. Do. Just polishing up my glasses. Oh, what happened here? That was something I was faffing around with. Wait there, I can fix that. I'm trying to update my stream overlay so I can make it look a bit cleaner. I shouldn't be in a circle right now. It's a bit of a weird circle because the borders aren't quite there. It's a work in progress. Let me capture card, filters, remove. There we go. I kind of want to, you know what, let me do this actually for this. I can do this on the fly. I want to crop this a little bit just to make it a bit more even. I'm kind of like not even in the middle, am I? Let me crop the right, like 100. And then move myself across. Beep, 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 beep. Morning, morning all. How's that look? I feel like that looks better. I'm a bit more central. I could probably improve it a little bit more. Give me a second. Crop a bit more off the right. Crop a little bit off the left, honestly. How much off the left? Like 100? Move me over here. I mean, I'm absolutely doing overkill here, but just trying to make myself as pretty as possible, God forbid. But yeah, I want to do, like, this is a work in progress. Yeah, I want to update my stream, like, overlay, because I don't think it looks as clean as it could. Anyway. You boys don't care about that. You care about this damn market. And the fact that it's all the way up here, surprisingly. We'll see what it wants to do at the open. It's very far below the previous day's value down here. Yeah. So I've got value area high, POC value area low. This is the value area highs. This is the levels from a composite profile of the last 2 days. So what day is it? Thursday. Wednesday and Tuesday. Because they, look at the 2 days. They literally not completely overlap, but very heavily overlap in a consolidated environment. So that's a nice situation for a composite where we just merge those two, which I do on a TPO chart on MotiveWave, which looks like loading. Morning KDP, morning Dejan, morning Emmanuel. What's good? I'm good. I'm not too bad. Apologies for no stream yesterday, by the way. Could not be helped. I did manage to trade yesterday. I didn't think I was going to. And then I managed to end up getting to the charts a little bit later. Wish I hadn't, because I took 2 losses. 2 full losses. Got absolutely, steamrolled. Entered short twice, trying to fade previous day value area high yesterday. And, yeah, just went straight to stop loss both times. The second time, actually went to the stop loss perfectly by a tick. Stopped me out. And then, eventually, you didn't, outright reverse, but yeah, it got me by a tick. To the tick, and then eventually made its way down and would have been TP. Oh well, what can you do? Anyway, this is the profile that I'm referring to today. This is a composite profile made up of those 2 most recent RTH auctions. And yeah, I mean, we're opening quite far above. So we'll see what the open wants to do, whether it wants to, accept this higher value, reject it, and come back down into the balanced area. We'll see. What's up, Chris? What's up, Clips? Below funded yesterday and took a payout. Bought myself 100k with your code. Nice. Appreciate it. So you blew a funded and took a payout all in the same day. That's an interesting day. Done trading, NQ was fun, but moves too much. Morning, Janice. Same 2 trades I took and lost. Yeah, it was, well, one of mine, I don't know about you, Rakash. I took one quite early. It was like literally 9:51. We ran up. Loads of buyers came into the market. I'll be able to show you guys. I won't have the levels, but I'll be able to... Let me do this. My screen feels really like jumpy today. I don't know if it's just me. Where are we now? So at the open, previous day value area high is basically where this value area high was. So at the open, I saw this. Well, not at the open, just after it. I saw this big pump up here. And then we had all these buyers get trapped. And then we had aggressive sellers push us back into value. So when this retraced up, I got short about here, about 92, 93, wherever the previous day value area high was. And yeah, it literally just went straight to stop loss. Went to the previous day high. Came back into value and then established a POC down here. And then slowly made its way back up to previous day value area high again. And then I shorted again around here somewhere, like 11. And then it got my stop loss to the tick there. My stop loss was 97. I think it had a 5-point stop, so previous day value area high must have been 92. So yeah, that was one of my trades yesterday, was here. And here, I don't know where the stop loss was. I think the stop loss here was up there. So that was one of the trades I took yesterday. After seeing absorption, aggression back into value, that looked like a really clean fade. I'm not mad at it. POC was up here, but I was reading more the context of this order flow. And then, yeah, my second trade of the day was here. Yeah, it will have been here. With my stop literally right there at 97. So it fell a tick shy of my stop. Came back in and I saw sellers here and I was like, ooh, maybe I actually get a nice reversal here. And then, it came up, tapped my stop loss right to the tick. And then, yeah, fell. Actually might have ended up being a break even potentially. I don't know. Hard to say there because I don't know what I would have done. But yeah, consolidate around here for a bit. And then, yeah, made its way to the 1-to-1. I was just targeting like the POC or something of the current session down here somewhere. But yeah, two trades, 2 losses. Moving on. Let's get these overnight levels marked up because these are going to be important today. Seeing as we have literally not touched the previous day value at all. Morning, Ravi. Quite a roller coaster today. Yeah, it was quite indecisive, wasn't it? That's what I said in my journal. I said it was like a balanced day, but it was like balanced but choppy. They weren't clean fades. It was very, goes quite a bit overextended and then eventually does come back into value, but not really so easy to call where it's doing it compared to like your really clean, fade days. I did notice that the profile wasn't really D-shaped as well, so that was something that was on my mind when I was journaling. I was looking at the profile and I was like, it's not like an even distribution like the daily profile was, but that current session profile, it wasn't. It was a bit more like this, honestly. It was a bit more like just kind of all over the place. I'm just going to watch this profile for the next minute just to make sure the levels don't change, and then we'll go jump over to the live price action. Morning, Squid. Got break even on the previous week value area low retest, unfortunately. Yeah, I did see the value area low, yeah. Previous week value area low looked like a nice reaction there as well. Heartfulness, good morning. Hopefully I can muster up a win today. Because at the minute, I am green on August, but it's not been like... It was actually going pretty well, and then I just give like so much profit back yesterday. So I'm still like comfortably green, but yeah. Red week, I believe, this week. Pretty sure. Okay, they're set. So that's right. We can hide that. Go back over here and watch live price action. God damn it, someone's at my door already. 1 second, boys. I'll be right back. Goddamn parcel delivery guy. He knocked so frantically at my door that I assumed it was like someone that I knew. It was just a guy dropping a parcel off. I didn't even need to go and answer the door. He just left it there. Nudging the top step X down a little bit because that just looked a little bit messy. Anyway, let's see what the open wants to do. Let me also get my music on. What's up, Hammer Top? Yeah, hopefully we can end up with some dubs today. Let's see. Let's pay attention to what this wants to do off the open, because this is going to be an interesting open, whether this wants to come back down into this balanced area or not. So we can see on this profile here, opening up right at the extreme. That 720 level is honestly probably worth noting on here. 720, because that's, well, the extreme of this entire kind of balanced range. So it's definitely worth noting. I mean, you can see how clean the reaction off it was just there. That's that value area high of that 20th of August. Big old sell-off at the open. If this can come back and reclaim previous day's value area high, then I'll be looking for a nice fade back into value, but we'll see how far down it wants to reach. It's got that 700 level there. Sellers are already seem to be getting absorbed a little bit. Buyers stepping in. Let's see how far they want to push this now. Do you know what? I will remember that 720 level, but I don't want it on this chart. I can always just reference it on that one. Then in here, we're kind of on the 5 minute, we're kind of inside this range, but just breaking out of it. Not really much to mark up there. Unless you like to look at, like, I don't know, this enormous swing. Or even this smaller one. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to mark up there. How'd you say that name? Bosian? Hello, hello. Vasud. Couple new faces. Okay, buyers did try there, but it's already seemed to be getting steamrolled. Looks like sellers are majorly in control here, especially if they break this low. Ideal scenario for me today would be come back inside this value area, develop some volume down inside of it, and then I can just take a fade off the top of it. It's the ideal scenario for me today. That was I just clocked how nice of a break and retest that was off the overnight value area low as well. Definitely some sort of wall there at the bottom. I'd expect it to break, but it's there for now. That was a lot of buyers just stepped in there. 539. Lots and lots of buyers just stepped in and got absorbed. Major wall up there. If that's going to hold. If you see sellers get aggressive on the bottom here, then that's very strong. Hello? Where did all my bubbles just go? The fuck? MotiveWave? Oh, wait, the back? The back, okay. That was weird. Well, the bubbles were just like, nah, see ya. Morning, me steer. Mine disappeared too? Oh, really? Not just me? That's weird. What's up, Val? What's up, Liam? Afternoon, you beautiful humans. When's the giveaway? Val, you just got in here. Chill out, man. The giveaway is when I say it is. I've got an extra account to give away as well, either today or tomorrow, an extra Lucid account, because I obviously didn't end up streaming yesterday. Let me tilt that screen ever so slightly forward. I don't think that changed anything at all. Okay, buyers trying here to break. More buyers showing up at the top. Just blew my account, that's why I'm asking so often. Okay, fair enough, I'll let you off. Lots of buyers there. Oh, of course you are, Ravi. Of course you are. Okay, so they broke through that wall, and then now they're deciding whether they've found another wall there. They did initially, and it looks like they might break through it, though. What is that profile that I've drawn? Oh, that was from... Is that from there? Yeah. Yeah, it's not needed right now. We have that really strong sell delta there. Sell bubble, not delta. Delta would be doing that. Still the strongest there, so we're about to hit that. These buyers are still getting results, so this will be interesting. Cut straight through it. Oh, wrong chart. I had a really weird night's sleep last night. I ended up falling asleep with my glasses on. And, I mean, I don't know how many of you wear glasses, but I've had glasses, like, since I was, like, 2 or 3 years old. And I never fall asleep with my glasses on. I don't know what was wrong with me. Woke up and I was like insanely confused because I woke up and I could see. And I was like, whoa. We can delete that box now since that's obviously not an area of resistance anymore. You do have that though, obviously. This is the area that it's trying to break through right now. Where that aggressive seller was, and there was also some absorption of buyers around that same area. So we'll see if he wants to break this high and go and mess around in the overnight price action. Got a big seller on the candle that I don't have it. But yeah, actually, I know why that will be. I ended up turning off my aggregate by order. Just because I was curious of something. Is that one the one you're on about? 402. Whoa! Big spike. Big buyer. Yeah, I ended up turning aggregate by order off because I was just messing around with something and that was messing it up. That's why I've only got one big trades up there as well, because I took the other one off. Which is probably going to mess me up now if I want to filter. Holy shit. Let me add another big trades on actually, just because I will need it if I want to filter. Ugh. Evening, Professor Mac. And good morning, Gordon. Okay, some very large buying there, followed by very large selling. And then we have absorption at that overnight value area low. That's worth pointing out. With that buy aggression, actually, include that as well. Big area of interest there. You have all that aggressive buying that was successful and seller absorbed. Honestly, not a bad fade, really. Of overnight value area low. Current session POC is right there, though. And we're only on 949. Another aggressive seller. Let's get rid of that box because I've taken the 80 filter off. It's the first day of the Jackson Hole Symposium today as well, so that's going to be throw a little curveball. We also have a news event tomorrow that is very rare as far as I'm aware. What's it called? It's we have Fed Chair Walsh speaking tomorrow as well at 10, but there's also the preliminary benchmark payrolls revision. Sounds to me like a yearly version of NFP. A reconciliation of survey-based employment with administrative records, highlighted discrepancies in reported job growth. Impact tends to be significant when the difference is large. Yeah, it's to do with the labour market. It's a similar thing to NFP. Difference in value observed in estimated non-farm employment levels during the previous 12-month period ending in March. Yeah, so is it someone that is more in the know about macro stuff? That sounds to me like a yearly version of NFP. Am I wrong? Preliminary benchmark payrolls revision. That's tomorrow at 10. What's up, Cash? Another big absorption there at the overnight value area low. If I can see the current session value area high get up there. Ooh, what the fuck? then that would be a really nice fade. Need to see value develop up here first, though, because at the minute it's showing rejection from that area. Took the overnight value area low to current session value area high. Nicely done, Squid. What's up, Vishal? Do 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 do. See, we rejected from this area when we were up here before quite strongly, but now we've absorbed a lot of sellers at that wall at the bottom. Seems like we're just accepting this overnight value. Shouldn't have had a TP. This low down here is most likely going to be the orb low. Go ahead and mark that. Did you have problems with overtrading or just mentally in general? I'm asking because I'm in a shitty situation mentally. Oh. Did I have a overtrading problem? I wouldn't say so. But mentally, if you're having issues, then it's hard for me to suggest, obviously, because I don't know your entire situation, but I would either suggest just genuinely having a little bit of a break from trading and, giving yourself that time to have like a sort of a mental reset. Size down. Lower your trade frequency, maybe. But yeah, if you're overtrading and just doing damage and it's really just getting to you mentally, then I would probably suggest honestly just take a little bit of like a complete break. Don't even look at a chart. Hey Kai, what's up? Open any trades? No, not just yet. Potentially looking at a long though if the developing profile can agree with me. Account rotating also helps a lot, yeah, with overtrading though, like Squid said. Do I watch out for low volume nodes? Yeah. But they're not like the forefront of my mind. But yeah. Low volume nodes just obviously signal an area that is not being accepted. So price is either going to move really fast through it, or it's going to move really fast away from it, as in like rejection. So yeah, they can make really good entry points. Personally, so like there, you can see right on overnight Vioria low, there's a low volume node, and then either side of it there is a heavy amount of volume, so high volume nodes either side. It's coming back down. What was that about not having a TP, Squid? I think that is pretty much guaranteed to be the orb high. Got 2.5 minutes, so it could break the low. We'll see. Market is not moving, I think. Yeah, like I say, we've got pretty big news tomorrow. And then, you know, it's the Jackson Hole Symposium. It's the first day today, and then the second day tomorrow. So yeah, it might make sense that the market is a little bit like hesitant to move anywhere in a hurry. Or very cleanly, I should say. It's managed to get down and close through this prior area of absorption, although actually we can extend that area down here, so it didn't really quite break it. We can extend that down here now that we have all this. I'll just mark it from here to here. Market is rotating. Don't like failed auction setups. I like failed auction setups. Who said that I didn't? What's up, Brandon? Yeah, Kata. Yeah, it is. Well, you know, it's all the same data at the end of the day. MotiveWave through Rhythmic honestly has a little bit of an advantage over, well, I would say over deep charts, because on deep charts, I'm not sure. I feel like they do now have market by order data, but I don't think they used to. Whereas MotiveWave with Rhythmic, you get market by order data, so you get to see the, you know, order ID aggregation, not just aggregated trades or an aggregate period. Still on my 50k Lucid Flex. Maybe I can get another one. Let's see. Accurate, yeah. I thought Brandon forgot us after he won the giveaway. Yeah. He showed his true colours. I'm going to up this to 90. Unfortunately not, Scuzzman. Unfortunately not. We did a real life meetup giveaway. Can you do 2 accounts? Yes, you did not do a giveaway. I know. Don't worry. I'm not gonna cut you boys off from a giveaway. Yeah, 100% Brandon, 100% recommend it. Like, if you're getting a Lucid account, you may as well, because, you know. Nice, Sean. Yeah, I mean, overnight value reload to overnight point of control honestly isn't a terrible idea. Is what I'm currently thinking. I'm thinking that. That needs to be 200 though, because of the account that I'm on. It does not need to be on the mini. Yeah, I feel like that could be a pretty nice little trade. I'll drag that in by a point, because if it gets that low, then it's probably stopping me out anyway, you know. Did your family situation settle out? Yeah, it's all good. I was just busy for that yesterday. You have a big trades video on how to set up the bubbles. I know you've said it multiple times. So I wasn't listening since I didn't use MotiveWave. Yeah, the most recent big trades video on the channel, Brandon. The video breaks down how I go about using big trades, but then right at the end of the video is all my settings for big trades in MotiveWave. If you just want the settings, you can basically just skip right to the end. I'll show them there. Let me just, yeah, okay. Happy with that stop placement. Trying the longs doesn't look the best. Well, it depends where you're long from, Cash. I think longs expecting a breakout, yeah, doesn't look the best, but, you know, longs from the bottom of the range, just coming into the middle of the range here, perfectly fine. Give you view time and watch the whole video like a true Kai supporter. Gosh. You really have a way with words, Brandon. You really have a way with words. That's one way to... I cannot think of the word I'm thinking of. Get on my good side. Let's just leave it there. 7-7-15. Yeah, see, so you're long right from the POC or above. You're long above the current session POC. Do you know what would probably be interesting today is the VWAP. RTH VWAP. Are they the 1 standard deviation bands? No, that's 2. That's 1. Because you can see that lower band is there, right where I'm trying to get this fill. Yeah, so in your cash, you've essentially entered, like why you feel like you might be struggling a bit is because you've entered a long, not in a bad session to go long, but you've entered long from the point of fair value, about 715, 714. That is the level of fair value in a balanced market. So you're going to find that it's literally going to be zigzagging around your entry instead of in a balanced market trying to just fade the extremes back into the sort of area where you've entered, really. Let me hide the labels on this. It's doing my head in already. I'm not even in the trade yet. Why long? Not short, because it's a balanced range. And I'm just going to fade either end of the range. It's not really... I'm not against shorting, but I'm not going to short at the bottom end of a balanced range. I'm going to long from it. The word you were looking for is simp. Well, I wanted to be kind. I chose the polite version for KAICAP simp. Sick and tired of this balanced market. I can tell loads of people seem to be, they sound like they're looking for breakouts. Unfortunately, August price action, yeah, isn't a fan. I mean, if we develop value up here all day, like, you know, it's on its way back up, it'd be a complete shift higher from all this action, so, but, you know, you don't know until the day's done, really. Come on. I feel like I'll go break even. Ooh, it's a tricky one, honestly. Maybe like after it crosses VWAP. Sick and tired. I like the balanced market. You wait for a D-shaped profile, previous day level, and fade. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it's like one of those things where it's, well, for one, if you're a person like I would definitely have a tendency for it. I tend to be like anticipating breakouts before they actually, you know, well, just, I was going to say before they happen, but, you know, that is what anticipating a breakout is. If you're a person that tends to do that rather than just, you know, fade the extremes, then balanced markets will mess you up. But if you're able to recognize that it is a balanced market and just be comfortable saying, like, I'm not entering in the middle of this. I'll just wait for it to come to one of the extremes and I'll just fade it back into the middle. Really boring, but God, it works so well. Do I prefer RTH volume profile or ETH? I prefer RTH. I would not really factor. It depends on the day. Today, like, the ETH profile is the one I'm referring to with the overnight levels. I refer to both, but my favorite one, if I'm going to be trading off of one, is the RTH profile. What's up, Mr. Geordie? Fading the extremes indeed, Mr. Geordie. Fading the extremes indeed. You got any trade ideas? Yeah, I'm waiting to get filled on it. What's up, Mr. Don P? Mr. Weers? I love BRT markets. BRT? Does that mean bracket markets? Still working on the balance phase. Oh, breakout markets. You're still working on the balance phase. You have bullish fades and bearish fades. I would be looking for bullish fades since we are accepting value above previous day's value. Yeah, yeah. Nothing really wrong with that assessment there, Mr. Brandon. You were bullish this morning? This morning? If we hold value up here, Mr. Wiz, then I will definitely be bullish. It's just hard for me to fight this massive range of balance we've had, well, mainly here, the past few days. But, you know, this is a good start for breaking out of that balanced area. If we develop value here, and hopefully a bit higher really today, and like close the day with value clearly shifted above this balance range, then yeah, tomorrow I'll be expecting possibly the bullish players to be back in. But with the news week this week, it's with the Jackson Hole Symposium and that, I can't remember what it's called, the fucking yearly NFP. I honestly just waiting to see where the week closes, really. Till now, how much payouts have I withdrawn? About $2,500. My long target hit like 7 times to enter. What? So, and you entered 7 times? You mean, or or it hit and you didn't enter? Can Trump tweet something already? Don't get me wrong, I love the break and retest, but there is money to be made in balanced markets too. Yeah, well, the market is within value 70% of the time is the statistic most people will use for that argument. So let's say, like, listen, the market's balanced about 70% of the time, so you're gonna need to figure out a way to make money when the market's balanced, because yes, break and retests are really cool and fun and exciting and look really cool on social media, but you know, balanced markets pay. Bit easier to read, honestly, in my opinion, as well. Not as much profit potential off the individual trade, but given the win rate of balanced setups. I'm now green on the day thanks to Brandon. Oh my god. Thank you, Brandon. Entered 5 as I was stopped twice. A little over trading, but it did well this morning. Yeah, sounds like it. Five trades, 2 stops. Sounds profitable to me. Sugar Daddy Brandon, yeah, literally. I don't know what he's gonna. I'm a bit worried what Brandon's gonna be expecting from me after all these donations. I think Brandon's probably just trying to rig himself a funded account, if I had to guess. Speaking of funded accounts, let me load the giveaway thing up. Might have to switch my order flow to OnlyFans. Or do you mean OnlyFans to order flow? Lots of sellers stepping in there. What can the keyword be? Let's make the keyword right. No, that's. What else should we? Oh, come on. Think. You know what? Okay, I am about to set the keyword. You guys know how this works. I will explain if you don't. I'm going to set the keyword. After I've set it, I will tell you what the keyword is. You will type the keyword into chat once. If you type it in more than once, you will not only just be a spammer, and you will remove yourself from the giveaway. If you type the keyword more than once, you will remove yourself from the giveaway, and you will have 0 chance of winning the Lucid Flex 50k account. We will do another one either today or tomorrow. I mean, we will definitely do one tomorrow anyway, but I've got an extra account to give away because I didn't do a stream yesterday, so I'll see if I want to do that today or tomorrow. We'll see what the market does. If the market's boring, I'll do it today. If the market's not boring, I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, the keyword is my favorite word. It's at the top of the screen up there. Up there. KAICAP. The keyword is KAICAP. Just KAICAP. No code. Just KAICAP. So let me pull this across here. Someone's already said it twice. You can see that their name's crossed out because they spammed. Cash typed it twice as well by the looks of it. Think I unchecked someone? What do you mean? Did Cash... Let me... I'm going to look through the chat. Because it did do that very fast. Where did Cash and... Who was the other one? Vasud Halva. Where did the KAICAP start? Because it might have glitched. Okay, he said it there. He said it there. Where's Cash? Because I'm genuinely not sure whether you guys spammed it there or not. Cash said it there. Did either of you say it again? Doesn't look like it. I said it earlier in the stream. Ah, okay. Yeah, that'll be why then. Yeah, I don't see either of you spam it. Pretty sure I can just. I can't get rid of you from it. You know what? Okay, let me just make it fair. I'm just gonna reset the entries. So now, just because I couldn't uncheck you, so everyone, KAICAP one more time. Apologies. I should have done that first. I should have reset it first. So you can see there's no one in it now, so you can KAICAP one more time in the chat, just because I wasn't able to stop it from booting Cash and whoever, I can't remember what the other person was. KAICAP, 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 KAICAP. Can scroll through slowly here so everyone can see your name. There you are, Cash. You're in it for confirmed this time. How many people do we have in the stream? About 50? Okay. When I see this get to about 50, I'll choose a winner. We're at 46 users right now. Everyone is an eligible user. 48. If I do this right at 50, everyone will have about a 50% chance of winning. Okay, it's at 50. I'm choosing a winner. Congratulations to Bosian. Congratulations, Bosian. Lucid Flex 50k count winner. W's in the chat for Bosian. Where is he? I saw him in the stream earlier. He was like one of the first people in here today. Damn. Bosian, let me know Instagram or Discord, whichever one you prefer for me to reach out to you on. I'll go ahead and I'll spam KAICAP, yeah. I'll go ahead and drop my Instagram in here because I always forget to. Copy link. The Instagram's actually been going crazy in terms of growth. Yeah, I'll do another giveaway either later in this stream or tomorrow. Don't worry. I'll make up for the one that I missed out yesterday, basically. Anyway, there's the link for the Instagram. Bosian, let me know Instagram or Discord, and then just reach out to me on either. So then I have you in my DMs. First giveaway I've ever won, thanks. No worries. No worries. You're very welcome. Oh, my goddamn monitors are frozen. 1 second. Market's just grinding to the upside here. Can I move that back to where it was? There we go. We're stalling at the top here at the overnight value area high. Buyers absorbed at the top. But yeah, I'm not really, since we've gapped higher and, you know, formed value, I'm not super keen on shorting here. If I see a clear, you know, break lower with, let's see, we broke the orb high there. Let me cancel this limit order. Yeah, you can see there we have like a level of absorption there, and then this area of buy aggression at the top there as we break the orb high. Buyers strong. Bosian, let me know as well. You've not let me know, I don't think, unless I missed the message. Where you want me to reach out to you on Instagram or Discord. Well, you'll need to reach out to me. So, like I say, my Instagram link is in the in the chat, so you can go and message me on there. Or there's the link for the Discord server in the description of like all my content. I might as well just buy 4 more Lucid Flex accounts for the code KAICAP for 30% off the next eval. Wiser words were never said, Brandon. Wiser words were never said. Pump looks sus. Yeah, I agree. We're seeing buyers at the top here, not getting any result. So we'll see how it unfolds. DM me on Discord. No worries. No worries. I'm curious. Yeah. Let me get rid of the standard deviation there. Actually, just want the VWAP. Catch you later, Cash. Still on the trade at 12 points, 1 mini. Ooh, jeez. Nicely done, Cash. Nicely done. Remember, use code KAICAP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Code KAICAP at Lucid and Apex now as well. Yeah, look at that melting down now after that absorption. If I see aggressive sellers here, able to pump this lower. Because right now we don't really have any aggression in here. Ah, that's a lie, yeah, we do. On the range chart. But it's coming into this area of support. POC is also right there. If I was going to take a short, it would be maybe something like that, honestly. Go for like VWAP with the stop. 5 points. Seems reasonable. Maybe 6 just to be safe. Because that would need to be a $200 trade as well. Did I open a trade? No, I did not. Range charts are dope, yeah. Very, very useful for big trades. I just need to make sure that I'm not always staring at them, because you guys that have been around here for a bit longer will know. I tried to just use range charts on their own, and I end up just cause massive, well, they did cause a lot of overtrading. Maybe they wouldn't now, but yeah, there's still never going to be something there. It's like the only chart that I'm watching. It's just a nice chart. If things don't seem super clear on here, then I can just pop across the range chart and get a bit of a better idea anyway. Like here we can see as well, I have a slightly lower filter. On here I have it at 90 at the minimum. On the range chart there it's 80, just to, you know, because it's spread out a bit more, I can get away with having a little bit more in depth how to use VWAP with deviation bands. Maybe I'll do a video on that at some point, Brandon. But the general idea would be the one standard deviation is kind of like your value area high, value area low. When you're in a balanced market, they're like nice confluences if they line up with like a value area high, for example. If the upper band, the one standard deviation upper band lines up with a value area high in a balanced market, then that could be a nice area to fade. And then in a trending market, I believe the 2 standard deviation is kind of like the 2 standard deviation. Honestly, I am a little bit more not clued up on. I know that in a trending market, I think the 1 standard deviation can be the area where you expect it to pull back to and then continue. And then there's a lot of algos that will just buy or sell at VWAP, because VWAP is, you know, volume weighted average price. It's almost like a dynamic POC, like a moving average POC kind of thing. Failed to break that low there. You can see sellers got absorbed again here. So this is kind of the area that I need to see price break, really, before I start fading this. 2 standard deviation is usually an area for reversal. Yeah, but it depends what market you're in as well, Michael, doesn't it? It depends if you're in like a balanced market or a trending market. I don't stare at any chart until it gets to my level. How do you incorporate it into your trading? Like I say, it's not really something I incorporate per se. It's just something I get curious about from time to time. I'm not an avid user of VWAP, so I'm not really the best person to ask for that, Brandon. My previous week point of control is way off? What do you mean? Is it? Let me... Mine might be measured differently to yours, Michael, depending on what platform you're on. No, mine's fine. 725.75. It's an RTH only weekly POC. So that's why it'll look different to yours, Michael, if you're on like TradingView or something. That's why. You're on deep charts? Okay, yeah, yours might be let me do this again. Yours might be like inclusive of the overnight sessions potentially. Previous week point control 7694. Let me see if I do this. RTH data off. No, weirdly mine's also still there. That is odd. I feel like that's not actually changing, it's just saying that it is. Yeah, 3rd standard deviation is used as well, but I think that's used a lot less, Michael. Starting to use range charts for entry. Yeah, I like the idea of that, Ravi. I do like the idea of it. For sure. So you can see here, we came back in, found support at this area of previous absorption, roundabout. Saw another seller get absorbed there. Buyer stepped in. Now looks like potentially breaking that high. So potentially, honestly, if we can build up value, it's not a bad place to go long with the context of that behind us. That low being defended. Price opened up inside overlapping value areas. Which area do you refer to the most? Previous day, previous week, overnight, or current session? Inside overlapping value areas. Do you mean like if it opened and it's within the previous day and the overnight? I'm gonna go with previous day, Brandon, but I'm not sure I fully understand your question. Tick charts, yeah, that's what I used before I used range charts. I find range charts are a little bit nicer for what I'm trying to see here with big trades, but tick charts are definitely another solid option. Yeah, I would say previous day then, Brandon. That just, it tends to be my most referred to level, to be honest, in general. Yeah, if price opened up inside overnight and the overnight stayed within previous day, I probably wouldn't even use the overnight at all, Brandon, to be honest. I would simply just say like, well, the overnight didn't do anything different to what the previous day did, so I'd just reference the previous day. Overnight is only referenced for me under like more like slightly different scenarios, like today where the overnight is completely separate of the previous day auction. So like then I will reference the overnight levels. I don't like referencing the overnight levels if they like heavily overlap with the previous day ones. Some people will see that as like Cami would just see that as like an added confluence, like a stronger level, and that is true. But for me, I just don't. I would rather just filter them out and focus more on the current session and big trades to strengthen the level. What range chart do I use? At the minute, I'm using 10 range chart on ES. I did try 12, and I also tried 8. Anywhere between that 8 to 12 is where I'd suggest. Seller's getting aggressive here, so if this can break this low, then that would make for a nice short back into around where this VWAP is. Just go for like 18.5. I want to see this break this low though. Buyers stepping in there. Ugh. Getting absorbed. Base it off of ATR. That's not a bad idea, actually. In that short, or switching to long. I'm not in the short. I'm waiting for it to be sort of. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm not in the short. I'm waiting for a trigger to then put my limit in. I want to see this low get broken because until we break this low, then buyers are actually still kind of in control of this because they're not able to they're being absorbed up here, yes, but sellers aren't getting any result either to the downside, so it's kind of just grinding higher. This is what happens in this scenario. Buyers are getting absorbed at the top, so sellers are saying like, yeah, we're not letting buyers get beyond this point. But they're not actually getting any result on the downside either. The sellers are trying to jump in and push it down, and they're not getting anywhere. Buyers are stepping in higher and higher and higher. So it's kind of just a waiting game really at the moment. Because if it can confidently break higher, then I'll flip and go long. But if what I'm expecting to see is the sellers to eventually win this fight and actually, you know, break the structure to the downside, which confirms that they are now in control. And then I can fade it back in. ATR is freaking stretched. Option heat map built on around 7,740 to 7,750. Oh, okay, so that's actually saying higher, is it? Buyer stepping in here. After these sellers didn't really get anywhere, this buyer stepped in and got a bit of result. This buyer now getting... I was going to say getting result, and then it's now wicked down. See how that candle closes. Very consolidated market, yeah. Current session buy area high is now up there nicely. Another buyer stepping in. Buyers get absorbed there. Come on, just needs to show me that sellers are willing to get involved in this, and then I can fade it back down. I'm not physically not, like, it's just not a good idea really to get in this until I can see that sellers are actually in control of it. It's all well and good buyers running out of steam, but what, send you a DM on Discord, but you don't accept DMs from strangers, I think, because it couldn't be delivered. Let me check. If you just send me like a friend request on Discord, I've got notification. Yeah, I've got you, don't worry. I've got you. Just sent you a little wave. I'll get the code to you after the stream, Bosian. Been charting on the 1 minute and then switching to the 5 minutes to keep me from chasing random moves. Yeah. Back in my ICT days, I think I did that. I can't really remember now. Like, I would sit on a higher time frame until it got to my level of interest, and then I'd zoom in onto the lower time frame. Very unsure of what I want to do here. You can see the amount of buying and selling going on. There's a major battle right now. Buyers look like they honestly are winning it here on the range chart. You're in the long, India? Woo. Iceberg's hitting so hard. Oh, here we go. See if that can get anywhere. Again, I kind of still wanted to break this low, really. This 721. And there's no actual aggression in that. God, what a dud. Will do, Brandon, will do. Catch you later. Slow grind of the century here. I'll just chop of the century. The buyers want to show up. There's a buyer. Need to see a get result. 27.5. That's a 7.5 stop. Six and a half seems a bit more reasonable. Need to see it build value up here. God, it's really getting active up there. Let's take 90 off. Seller stepping in at the top. Buyer stepped in here. Another buyer there. This is that overnight high. Well, real overnight high is all the way up there at that 41. But it's kind of just been in one big consolidation from here. I'm still gonna have this as a short until it proves to me that it's actually willing to stay up here and not just, you know, spike up there. Break even, Kai. Close my trade 7725 entry. 7725 entry, 7734.5 exit. Yeah, so you entered down there at the bottom end of that little range there. 773. Oh, so you got TP? Did you just get TP, India? Nicely done, if so. Especially because it's, well, you've seen sellers stepping at the top there, so it very easily might, you know, spike back down. We'll see if this buyer wants to hold it. This buyer did get result before, so could go either way here. They obviously are proving that they are willing to do business higher, though. Nice, India. Choppy day. Yeah. Not a day to fuck around and find out. Got previous week value area high up at 7746. Another seller stepping in. Mm-hmm. 7736, huge seller. What, you mean on a passive one waiting there? Catch you later, India. Nicely done trading today. Very sideways market. Well, not even sideways. It's obviously gone up, but it's been very slow grind. VWAP's slowly but surely creeping up. Big seller. If this can break the low down here, then I can honestly go ahead and long that. Short that, sorry. Stop about there. 33.5. Just need to see it actually break. It's got a lot of heavy selling at the bottom of that, but needs follow through. Obviously got nice sellers at the top there that got result. It's also about to decide whether it wants to come back into the current session value or not. So kind of the decision point really. If this wants to absorb sellers here and break that high, then I honestly would consider going long from this area. If this current session value very high stays around there, I'd consider going long from there. If it breaks lower and gets down below sort of this 25 level, then I will look for a retracement to short it back into the value area. Well, back towards VWAP. since POC is all the way up here, but it's, you know, it's quite a, that is honestly a decent way to maybe decide when to focus more on VWAP for like fade in, is if we have a day like this where there's not really a super definitive POC. You can see this one does stick out a fair bit, but the rest of the profile is pretty even. There's not really like one point out like obvious place where it's like business was done mostly here. Like that one POC there, that was just a spike. So yeah, maybe days like that could be a good day to say like, right, well, I'll target POC, I'll target VWAP instead of developing POC if developing POC doesn't really like work out so well for the trade. That being said, loads of sellers got absorbed. If they want to go ahead and break that high, I will take this with a 6-point stop. Of course, that buyer now gets absorbed. Price just doesn't want to give me an entry, to be honest. Just doesn't want to give me an entry. Do yesterday's giveaway in end of this stream. Patience guy will win because lots of guys here only for account. I'll see. I'll do the giveaway when I want to do the giveaway. See the range chart. Oh my god, that needs to be upped. Let's go to 90. Let's go to 100. Jesus. Yeah, breaks that, then that'd be a decent spot to look for a continuation, current session value area high, because then that is pretty obvious that this is willing to get up there. So what's that, 6 micros? God, sellers are really stepping up there, though. Match the high, but there's a big seller up there and a big buyer. Buyers are very much in control of that. Clear on the range chart. It's clear on the 1 minute now as well, but I'm going to go ahead and put that order in, see if it gets filled. That's the only real trade I'm interested in here. I'll put that 1 standard deviation on there because I'm curious. Initial balance high retest. I didn't even mark initial balance. Oops. Was what? 1026? Yeah, there. Nice. It's actually basically what I'm going for now is an initial balance high, break and retest. Mr. Cammy's here for his British ASMR to get him off to sleep, of course. Some KAICAP ASMR just whispering into Cammy's ear. I know for a fact he sat there in bed going, "Oh yeah." Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to get this trade. It's whether it can pull back or not. No, I don't like using that open high low close indicator anymore, Squid. It's only because I like to mark out like the exact high that it was, just so my eyes can see like, oh, it's that high, instead of it being that open high low close indicator. Yeah, it does it automatically, which is nice, but it extends it both ways. I just don't like it. I would rather just mark it out manually. It's not that much hassle, really. It's pretty simple to do. I guess obviously the benefit is that you don't forget to mark it like I did today. So there is that. We can delete that box there. That's not important anymore. How long should I wait for this to come and retrace? Shall I give it 10 or 15 minutes? Let's see if it shows any signs that it wants to come down and get me. Just watching your video. Oh, you're watching Cammy's video. Watching Cammy's Secrets to Profitable Trader before the video was using ICT volume profile, big trades, CVD. Guess that's a lot of info. ICT volume profile and big trades and CVD. That is a hell of a lot of info, Andrew. Hell of a lot. Even just ICT on its own. Oh, I can't wait to go get a Nando's after this. Lots of option heat map at the 7742, 7745. I'll keep that in mind, India. I will keep that in mind. I'll mark it out up there. 7742. What did you say? 7745. Voice break intended. Let's mark them in red. This upper VWAP band is slowly making its way up here, which I feel like is, well, it is nice for my entry if it wants to line up with this current session value area high. I mean, we've got so many levels there. So if it does retrace, I'm like pretty confident in this bounce. Like, look, we have an enormous amount of big trade absorption, loads of sellers that got completely wrecked. You have initial balance high, you have current session value area high, you have this upper VWAP band, which is making its way up here, even though I don't really use VWAP, I'm just kind of using it for the sake of using it today, just because I was curious. Overnight value area high, of course, but that's a bit lower, as well as the previous week POC, but like that's basically my stop at the previous week POC. We'll see if I get filled. Mr. Knox, did you miss Cammy? He's here. He's just, I'm just sending him off to sleep with my soothing British accent. He's mentioned to me a few times on his own school streams, Mr. Knox, that he tends to put on the KAICAP streams sometimes to send him off to sleep. Obviously, it's like, God, what time is it in Australia right now? It must be like 11, 12 o'clock there. What time is it in Gold Coast right now? Let me look. It must be like 12 o'clock. No, it must be later. It must be like... Cammy, you're up late, you naughty boy. What time is it in Gold Coast right now? Queensland. Not coming up. Oz. Oh, wait, no, Brisbane. It is in Brisbane. That's where the world clock is. Brisbane. Yeah, it's 1 in the morning. What a naughty boy. That man does not sleep. Call wall on the 0-day expiry is around that area. Well, the 42, 45 area. Okay. 1 a.m. Yeah. I'm honestly like an old man I'm 22 years old. I'm 23 in like what? A month and a half. But I literally am like falling asleep by the time it hits 10 p.m. Not much at all, Andrew. Not much at all. Sounds like my head. Yeah, you're in the lion's den here, Mr. Knox. In the lion's den. I saw your Discord as well, Mr. Knox. Looks better than mine. That's all I'll say. All the boys back together again. The slow grind. The slow grind. Goddamn August price action. To be fair, this is the most directional August price action we've seen all month. The start of August was doing so well for me. Obviously, I'm green on the month, but yeah. The first half of August, I was actually doing really well. And then just this week, I think. Let me look at my journal. Yeah, this week has just been a bit of a red week, honestly. What have I had this week? God, 1, 2, 3, 5 losses, 1 win, 1 break even. It's been a bad week for KAICAP. I think that will only be like my 4th red week of the year. Let me put my where's Claude? It'll be hard to tell me. I want to say it's like the 4th red week I've had this year. Oh, full screen. Oops. Let me feed it my journal. How many red weeks have I had this year so far? Come on, Claude. Hurry up. Try out Claude as a quant. Yeah, I know I've heard about this, Squid. I've heard about this. 7 red weeks out of 32. Never mind, I was a little bit under. March, there was a red week. May, there was 2 red weeks back to back. July, there was again 2. Oh, July was 3 red weeks back to back. One of those was basically break even though. I'm counting that as 6. Because one of those red weeks was literally minus $14. To me, that's break even. Only there was one that was break even 6, and then three of those 6 it was red by like 1 trade, and there was the other 3 which were like more in the red. Do yesterday's giveaway. The more you ask me to do it, I'll be honest, the more you ask me to do it, the more I'm just like I'm gonna just do it tomorrow. I'm waiting to see what happens with this trade, so I'm not really trying to do a giveaway right this second. No, I don't use gamma exposure levels. Although I don't not like them, it's just that I don't use them. So yeah, this will be the 6th red week of the year. Isn't too bad out of 32 weeks that I've traded. 24 green, one flat week, and then 6 red. That doesn't add up. Not sure what I just said. How to enter the giveaway? You come back to tomorrow's stream because that's when we're doing it. Don't do yesterday's giveaway. Set prerequisites and send it screenshots of your... Yeah. Call my model a dog pile. I just follow the candle and start slamming contracts. If it works, it works. If it works, it works. Up into that area that India said earlier, that option heat map area, whatever it was. Give none of these freeloaders giveaway. Don't do it, just DM me the account. Ravi, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Right, I think it's safe to say, I don't know. The thing is, that could so happen, but it's just going. It's just going and going and going. These days, I always do find difficult to get in on, because if it's directional, it's very hard for me using the volume profile to really jump on it, because I want to see it build value up there first. So, yeah. Or sometimes I want to see it build value. It depends how confident I am in the break. But like the current session profile is honestly not like the best tool to see that. Like if I drag this here, you can see that is a much heavier P-shaped profile. But obviously it's going to be right. It's reaching up to this previous week's value very high now. I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, I don't think this is going to come back down and get this fill. If it does, then Oh well. I wouldn't necessarily say so, Sean. I wouldn't necessarily say so. Sometimes that can work nicely, yes. But I wouldn't necessarily say so. Had the level 7705 for retest for long entry. Didn't take it as it happened before 15 minutes, so hadn't taken any continuation yet. Well, I had... What level did I have up ages ago? There was like a Delta level up here somewhere, I want to say. There was that. 750 roughly. There's also that. 732. Yeah, but I don't really try and look think about that too much because it just gets confusing. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. Cancel that order because it's pretty unlikely that gets filled in next. Don't start going down because then I start feeling like I have to sit here and wait. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for a piss. I'm going to come back, and if it's still hanging around up here, I'm going to try and make my piss last as long as possible. And we'll see. I'm really, like, you know, thinking that it's not... I'm just going to win the stream now. I can't be bothered to sit here for another 10 minutes. So I will catch you boys tomorrow. 9:20 a.m. Stream start earlier now, remember. I will come back later and see what happened, because I'm thinking this will get down here. It's just going to be way later in the session, maybe, if it does. But, you know, it's a bullish day, so it could just slow grind up into infinity. We shall see. Anyway, until tomorrow, I loved you, Mr. Knox. I will catch you later, boys. I'm going to go stuff my face with some food.